Welcome to episode 10 of Between the Fountains, the Kansas City Royals podcast. It is June the 1st. I'm Bryan. That's Michael. We've been friends over 40 years and Royals fans since the time we could walk. We break down the Royals from all angles and we give you our honest opinions of the highs and lows each week of the 2026 season. Currently, our Royals, thanks to the Detroit Tigers, we're still not in last place. Can you believe that? We are 22-37. We are currently 11 games back. We're only 6.5 out of the wild card. What do you think of that? We have currently lost our last 6 games. We're 2-8 in our last 10. Number that jumped off the screen to me, we are run differential. Do you put a lot of stock in run differential? You know, people talked about that a lot, or at least I've heard it.
A little bit.
All right. We are negative 59 in run differential.
Right. And even worse than that, I think we're last in runs scored in MLB.
I can check that here, but as far as differential, only the Colorado Rockies at negative 83 are worse than us. Runs scored have scored 221 runs. Detroit's only scored 223, so they're keeping us in it. But let's see, 221. Let me just scan here. I think that's going to be a winner. Yeah, let's see. Let's check the Rockies. The Rockies have scored 251 runs. We are well ahead of the lead on the run scored column here. But like I said, we are not in last place. Would you believe the Chicago White Sox have won their last 5 games and they're 7-3 in their last 10?
Well,
and
we've talked about this before. Chris Getz, our former second baseman, has a chip on his shoulder, and so do the player.
Right.
They got tired of being pushed around, went out and got a home run hitter, although he does have a pulled hamstring right now.
Right. He got hurt. Yeah, I saw that.
But he's, why couldn't the Royals have gotten him? I don't know.
Well, a lot of teams passed on him, to be honest with you. But yes, we could have taken a shot. For sure. It's easy to say now after he's got 25 home runs or whatever he has. But anyway, yes.
It's a little bit easy. As poor as our offense was last year, you got to take risk.
All right. That's true. But yeah, the White Sox have climbed to only 1 game out.
Good for them.
Wow. Anyway, tonight on the show, we can only afford 2 topics tonight because our numbers are down. From the home office has told us that we better get some views going on here. We can't send Michael to Vegas and that sort of thing. We were supposed to record about 30 minutes ago, but Michael, would you like to share with our viewers what happened of why we were a little bit late tonight?
Well, I was out by the garage. There were a crap ton of ants out there, so I got the sprayer out and started spraying for ants.
A crap ton?
Yeah.
That's more than 5? Have you
more than 1 ton? Crap ton is a lot.
Have you had a lot of watermelon over there lately? Because I think they do tend to. No watermelon.
Negative. That's next week at the baby shower. Yeah.
There's no reason for that many crap ton ants, but you took care of it.
I took care of it. Killed all of them.
All right. So tonight on the show, we are going to talk about leadership on the Royals, leadership elsewhere. And then we are going to attempt to give out first quarter grades for the Royals. Would you say we're about a fourth of the way through the season, somewhere in there?
Close enough. Yeah.
Right. We're gonna call it a first quarter. Anyway, so if you're new to the show, our goal is to provide a unique forum for Royals fans to hear what we think, but we also want to hear what you think. Right now, you can leave a comment on our YouTube channel in the comment section, and we will do our best to address your concerns. We would also appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and tell somebody about our show so that they won't cancel us. The home office is coming hard for us, and we got to turn it around. Anyway, so make sure that you click notifications button so you know when we have a new show. And Michael, would you like to share a word from our sponsor this evening?
What up, subscribers? Our sponsor today is Bordner Roofing. Call Bordner Roofing for all of your roofing needs. Brian Straley, Bordner Roofing. You can Google them for the number.
All right. Thank you again to our sponsor. Okay, let's start off with the leadership situation. First question, Michael. Let's just start it this way. Do we have a leader on the team? Is there a leader of the team?
I don't see anybody, no. Maybe after tonight, Lane Thomas hit a first inning grand slam, so we can put leader on Lane. Leader Lane.
Lane Thomas is the leader of the team. No,
right now he hit a grand slam home run in the first inning. That's a lot of runs for us, 4 in an inning with 2 outs.
That's about what we scored in 2 weeks, right there.
I know. He did it in one at bat, the first inning.
So anyway, so they put so that means Mikey's on hurt, right? Because you see, he pulled up lame yesterday, right?
So all
Right.
kidding aside, we don't have a leader. That's pretty obvious. I mean, on the pitching staff, yes, Waka and Lugo are leaders. Waka, that you can't really count yesterday's start. I think he had 5 or 6 quality starts in a row. So on the pitching staff side, yes. Around the field, no. I mean, just tonight, Pasquantino gets up, man on first and second, no outs. He pops up. Again, he doesn't move the runners over. We've talked about this before. We don't know how Pasquantino forgot to hit, but he has. And we don't have a leader right now, and we don't have much in the minor leagues coming up. So it's not looking real good. We could, possibly pull off a good trade here at the deadline or before and maybe get some potential leaders, but we'll see what happens.
Does a baseball team need a leader?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every team needs a leader. We saw it in the past, in the late 70s, we saw that with, Amos Otis, George Brett, Frank White. We saw a lot of leaders behind the plate with Daryl Porter, Jim Sundberg. So, yeah, you've got to have a leader on the team. And, in the past, it's been Salvi, but he's just not the same old Salvi, of course, sitting around 200 like Pasquantino. So he's unable for some reason to lead by example right now.
Is it a requirement for the best player on the team to be the leader? Or
No.
It's not required.
That's not required. Junior's the best player, and you don't have to be vocal to be a leader. Bobby's not by nature very vocal, so he needs to lead by example, which a couple days ago he had 2 throwing errors in one game. So that's really not, he can't do that. I mean, that was more of a mental error because, I wouldn't call it physical there. Because he's got to be, pointing that shoulder and aiming it at the target and whatnot. I think it was a lapse of judgment, maybe an lapse or whatnot. So we'll see what happens. Leaders come and go, and we're due to have a couple come.
Okay. So if Bobby's not the leader and Vinnie is not good enough to be the leader, in my opinion, he's got to put some numbers up, right? I guess. But anyway, who else do you see as potential leaders of the team?
Well, right now,
currently?
The biggest leader around the infield, around the field, is Carter Jensen. I mean, look at that catch he made on Saturday, jumping out of the batter's box to grab that bunt, I think it was. Right now, he's leading the team. He's the lead-off hitter, which doesn't make you a leader, but usually the lead-off hitter sets the tone for the team. So right now, Carter Jensen around the diamond he's lead our team. He's the leader now.
He sure looked like it when he made that play because that was about as impressive a play as far as his reaction was more impressive, which they need. They desperately need something like that.
Yeah, they got to get the boys fired up. A lot of people a few weeks ago were really down on Carter, and I'm like, well, he's 22 years young. You got to give the kid a break, and he'll get better.
Your co-host was one of those, by the way.
I know. I wasn't going to name names, but I'll do initials, BK. So
I'll own that. I'll own it.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to give the kid, he's only 22. Yeah. Right. But, and he works super hard. When I was down at the Cardinals Stadium, Heaven, they call it. Remember that from our previous episode? He was out there working before the game. He was the only one I saw out there, working on blocking the ball. He was the only Royal player on the field at that time. So there you go. He's working it.
So how was he working on that? Like a coach was like driving the ball in the ground or throwing in the dirt, or how was he working on it?
He was just throwing a ball in the dirt. He was blocking them. Yeah.
So someone was throwing the ball to him purposely in the dirt, and he was practicing blocking.
Just like I did with my son's teams. Yep. Same. Yep.
All right, so we're going to try something new here. So we're going to give first quarter grades, and our home office, we have a graphics department. Did you know that? Anyway, they made a graphic for us here, so I'm going to try to make this work here. And let's see. Let's do this, and then 1 second here.
Well, I'm just going to tell our audience this isn't graphic like in an R-rated type graphic.
No, for sure not that. Right. So yeah, we can't afford that for sure. So
no, we need a viewership to continue to go up.
Yes. All right. Give me a second here. There we go. All right. And all right. Can you see that graphic, Michael?
Yeah, I'm on the left. You're on the right.
And those are very accurate depictions, I think. But anyway,
I'm pretty close. Yeah,
all
pretty close.
right. Okay. All right. So as you can see, we have all of the regulars are seated in one of these desks here. So we're just going to start from left and then work back and up and down. Can you see my pointer on the screen there, Michael?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So might as well start with junior, and we're going to do the traditional, A, B, C, D, F grades, right? All right. So I'm going to make a list here, and you tell me what grade do you give junior?
I'll give Junior a B minus. Do you want me to explain the grade or just give him the grade?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Junior's Junior on defense. He's amazing. It's just the head scratching things he does on the bases that, lower him from a probably A minus to B minus.
Okay. All right. Let's move behind him. Seated right next to him, Garcia. What's his grade so far?
I would say C.
Okay.
You can go from an A to C when you don't run out a grounder to third base. So he did that here a week and a half ago. The throw was errant. He would have been safe if he would have been running it out. You can't have that on your ball team. I don't know if words were said by Salvi, who's the captain, or Quatraro, but you cannot be doing that, especially on a small market, horrible team.
Okay. So if he would run out grounders, he'd have maybe more than a C.
Well, no, it's just not that. It's just his
Oh,
attitude out there. He rarely will dive it back into first. He goes in standing. He just barely jogs on and off the field. It's his attitude of kind of like, I don't care. And,
right.
people said that about Amos Otis in the 70s and 80s because he had one hand catch in the outfield for those
Right.
of our listeners that remember him. And he was kind of lackadaisical a little bit, but he's got to change. That's not leading by example.
Okay. How about Massey so far?
Massey, I'm going to give him a strong B because even though the average isn't there, he hit a home run yesterday that put us, within reach. And he gives 100% all
Right.
every game,
He does
day
do
in,
that.
day out.
His glove gets him at least a C, I think. So
At
yeah.
least, but
There.
but just his efforts,
Right.
I'm going to give him a B. Yeah.
All right. Back of the room, Carter Jensen. What do you give him?
Carter Jensen, I will give him a B plus, borderline A minus because his effort is extreme. He
Right.
gives 100% every day, just like Massey. We just talked about the pop up he caught that was phenomenal. Probably one of the best catches I've seen in the last few years.
Right.
And his plate discipline is just okay. He needs to lay off that high pitch more. So we'll give him a B plus.
Okay. B plus. All right, back to the front of the room. There's Vinny sitting there right by the teacher's desk.
Yeah.
What do you give Vinny?
I would say D plus, C minus. He's forgotten how to hit. He's worked hard on his defense, but then still made a couple of head scratching plays like that throw to home a couple weeks ago. I'll give him I'll probably lead more toward because of effort C minus, but he's just not hitting the ball with runners in scoring position. He's not moving
Okay.
them over. He's not helping the team.
C minus rather than D plus. All right.
C minus.
That looks a lot better than a D plus, by the way.
Oh yeah. His mom
Yeah.
will be proud. Yeah.
Right. Nick Lofton. Has he played enough
Nick
to really get a grade?
Lofton, I'll give him a C plus. He's done some, low baseball IQ moves out in the field on the bases and in the field. Made an error a couple days ago. He didn't have his feet set. I'll give him a C plus.
Okay. All right. And here's a big one. Salvi sitting right behind him. What
Now,
does Salvi get?
Salvi, C plus. I mean,
Okay.
he's still the leader of the team, de facto leader, I guess, just because he's been around for so long. He looks like he's putting forth 100%, but again, he's just not hitting the ball like Vinny in those critical spots, 3 and 4 hole.
Okay. Starling Marte hasn't played a whole lot.
But when he hits the ball, he puts it in
Right.
play. I'll give
He
him a B
does.
plus. B plus. He gives 100% in the outfield. He's not the Gold Glover he was, but he's not a
Right.
young man anymore.
Right. I agree with that. All right.
Yeah.
How about Cags?
Tags, I'll give him a B. He's worked really hard to be a good, above average outfielder. We knew he had the arm, right? But
Right.
at the plate, and he is a young man, so same with Carter Jensen. He's just more plate discipline. He's walking a lot though, but
Yeah.
he needs to stay off that high pitch.
He looks completely lost a lot more than Jensen looks completely lost. I mean, Jensen looks like he has a plan every time he's up there, in my opinion. But Kaggs sometimes just completely looks like he's
I'm going to
not even.
disagree a little bit. In the end
All
of
right.
April, there was a period where Jensen looked lost at the plate. I
Right.
think Kaggs goes in and out against the really, really top notch pitchers. He's lost up there. They just make him look like an elementary kid up there.
Okay.
So I will agree, but it goes in and out with Kaggs.
Okay. No, prior to tonight's performance, so this may change Mr. Thomas's grade, but what do you give Lane Thomas?
Lane Thomas, I mean, I'm not going to, this grand slam home run is really not going to change his grade. The
Okay.
starting pitcher had walked two and hit one batter. So I'm going to give Lane probably a C plus. Um, Again, kind of low baseball IQ out there. We seem to tend to get a lot of people like that. Um, he looks like he's probably giving 100%, but just really not the bat that we were hoping for. Even though he was coming off a down year, really not the bat we were hoping for. But the season is still young. We'll see with Lane.
Okay. Kyle Isabel.
Isbell, I'll give him a B plus. He is what we know he is in the outfield. Has very good range. Knows how to read the ball. He takes the right routes. He's got a weak arm, but you can't do anything about that. Up to bat, he's hitting a little better than what we thought. So I'll give him, a B plus.
Okay. And Isaac Collins to wrap out the
I
hitters.
think Collins, I would say I would probably give Isaac D minus or F.
Ooh.
That ball yesterday, he did a 360 in the outfield, really probably cost us the game. I think most outfielders would have caught that, and we probably would have won 3-2. He leads the league, I believe, in taking called third strikes. So I'll give Isaac a D minus or an F.
Which one? Because that's a big difference.
Let's go D minus, just
Okay. Okay.
because I'm nice teacher.
Yeah, it's only the first quarter.
Yeah.
They can turn some homework in and stuff, and they'll get that grade right up. All right,
Oh,
so let's recap the hitters. You've got B minus for Junior, Mikey with a C, Massey with a B, Carter Jensen B plus, Benny C minus, Nick Lofton C plus, Salvi C plus, Starling Marte B plus, Kaggs B, Lane Thomas C plus, Kyle Isabel B plus, and Isaac Collins D minus. Lowest one on the board.
there's a lot of C's in there, which, makes sense with, lowest run scored in baseball. But, with Pasquantino up tonight, you've got a guy on first with speed and Junior and a guy on second with decent speed and Jensen. I would have done a hit and run. Make Vinny swing down on the ball and make him, get those runners over. And, because he popped up and the runner stayed put. So it's about game management and Quatraro. HUD was talking yesterday about 2024 and how we were really good at hitting the ball, keep the line moving and
Right.
whatnot. Well, we were pretty good, but again, we've talked about this before. We won 13 out of 14 games against the White Sox. We go 500 ish against them, 7-7. Then we're not even in the wild card race.
Right.
So to me, that was an anomaly year. We had some guys with career years. And you really can't count 2024, I don't think. And so if we go back, then our last good year was 2015.
All right, so let's start with the pitchers. Lugo.
Lugo, I'll give him a B plus for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I agree. Noah
Yep.
Cameron.
Cameron, B minus.
Okay. Walker.
Waka, A minus.
A minus. I agree. The next two kind of incomplete right now. Chris Bubich
Bubich, C minus.
and Reagan's. Now they're both hurt, but
And Reagan's, D plus.
yeah, Reagan's it doesn't look good for what I've read. Your setback you talked about the other day. Anyway, well,
Yep.
Kolek, first A of the board or for another A?
No, I'll give Kolek a B plus. Yeah.
B plus. Okay. All right. Daniel Lynch, the fourth.
Daniel Lynch, the fourth. We'll give him a B. He got roughed up. He's been getting hit a little bit lately. So we'll
Right.
give him a B. Hopefully he'll regain that form he had before the last two games.
All right. We're going to skip over to Urseg.
Urseg, I'll give him a D.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. And with a 6+ ERA, north of 6 ERA. Yeah.
He was really good for a while, but anyway, yeah, that yesterday's game was awful.
They're catching
Just
on to him.
awful.
He's a thrower, not a pitcher. He needs to learn to pitch.
I think I told you in the text, I have never seen a baseball team lose that much momentum that fast after we scored all those runs and,
We did.
they broke out, so to speak. I mean, Hud said it. We got hit in frenzy or whatever he said.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't 3 minutes later, we lost the game. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, how about Schreiber?
About baseball, you know nothing. Louis Tiant said that. One of his famous quotes about baseball, you know nothing.
Okay. How about John Schreiber's grade?
John Schreiber, I'm going to give him a B minus. He's come on lately to have some good outings. He's a bulldog out there. I'll give him a B plus.
All right, and then the last pitcher, Eli Morgan.
Eli Morgan, I'm going to say he's between a C plus B minus. I'm going to say B minus. He's had some good outings. He's had a couple rough. He's a guy that looks like he's kind of like Schreiber. He's a bulldog out there. I'm going to give him a B minus, I think. Let's go B minus.
Okay. All right. So to round out the pitchers, Lugo B plus, Cameron B minus, Waka A minus, Bubich C minus, Reagan's D plus, Kolick B plus, Lynch B, Urseg D, Schreiber B minus, Morgan B minus. All right. Last two class members here. Let's start with Q, the manager. He deserves a grade.
Yeah, I would probably give Quatraro. I would probably provide a D score for him because he seems like he does less with more.
Yeah.
We've got too much talent to be 14 games under 500.
Okay. So D for Q. D for Q, I like that. And
That's cool.
And then our last student in the room is our general manager, Mr. Picollo, JJ. What do you give our general manager?
I'd probably give JJ a D plus. Yeah.
Just barely better than Q.
Bad draft after bad draft after bad draft. We don't have much in the minors.
Right.
Bad trades. Letting people, the Evan Sisk trade, he's tearing it up with Pittsburgh. 1.6 ERA.
Yes.
We got Bailey Falter for him, who we DFA'd.
I saw you sent me that.
Horrible trade. The Collins Mears trade. Mears is hurt. Collins is hit, 210, leads the league in striking out. Looking another bad trade. Just numerous bad trades. The only decent trade he's really ever made is probably Felix Fermin for Bergert and
you got to give him credit for the Reagan's trade, though.
He had one good year. We could have got more than that. For what we gave up, we could have gotten more.
I don't know. I think the jury's still out. We'll see. But it doesn't look good for sure. All right. So I think we went a little long tonight, but that's okay. It's the end of the first quarter. So we will see how you all like us giving grades out, and we might do this again. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is like a $300 graphic. So
at least. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, how do you like your appearance here? Is that no facial hair and then facial hair?
It's pretty good. Yeah. You did good on that.
All right. Thank you.
Here, thank you.
All right. So we want to thank you for listening to Between the Fountains, a Kansas City Royals podcast. Our next episode, barring cancellation, or if we can't win a game, that might be another reason why we don't do it anymore. But
that might throw us off the air.
Well, we might want to be off the air. We had talked about doing this podcast several years, and then we picked the year they lose 110 games. Anyway, we'll see. We're professionals, though, right?
Very much so.
All right. So again, if you have thoughts about our show, leave them in the comments section down there, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Go Royals.